Hi friends, welcome to another episode of From Behind My Chair. First off, I want to apologize. It's been a little while since I've put out a video, but I've been having little problems with the audio part of recording, and I think we have it all figured out. So I guess with that said, I think we're just going to segue into story time because it's been a long time since I've told a story. Okay, so first impression of this client. She's a brand new client. I just meet her. She comes in. We're getting ready to do a consultation. She made an appointment to get a root touch up to cover grays. She walks in. She looks like she's 14 years old. She's very young looking, very thick hair, parted down the middle. I sit her down, we start a consultation, and looking down at her hair, I can definitely see she's got gray coming in. So I tell her, you're very young to have gray. She's like, yes, I'm like 24. And I was like, oh, okay, she's about 10 years older than what I thought she was. She doesn't wear makeup, just very girl next door, very natural. So we do a tint touch-up on her. She doesn't want to do anything other than that. She wants to keep her hair long, part it down the middle. And also I want to add that she's dressed very conservatively. She looks like she is, she belongs to a certain faith where she wears long dresses that are long sleeve, just like up to the collar, just long dress, long sleeve. She was really just covered up. She was super, super modest. So I did the tint touch-up. She left. 4 weeks later, we have another appointment. This time she's a little chatty. We start talking. She tells me that she's married. She's got 2 kids. And she's willing to actually do a haircut this time. So I go ahead and I do a haircut. She's super nice, super sweet, very soft-spoken. I could hardly hear her because she spoke so softly. So then she comes back again, another 4 weeks later. So this goes on for a little while, and I start to learn about her life. So through the course of getting to know this client, I find out that, or she tells me that she is of a certain faith, and she met her husband at church. She was her husband's babysitter at one point. She babysat his kids when he was married to his wife. Well, she fell in love with him when she was the babysitter, and they started an affair. And he divorced his wife, and then he married her, and they went on to have 2 children. So she's married to an older man, much older, like, I don't know, is he like, I think it was like maybe 15 years older than her, something like that. And they have 2 kids now, 2 young kids. So doing her hair for a while now, and as time goes on, she's evolving. She's evolving from this young-looking woman that's super, super modest. She's starting to evolve. Her hair is changing. We're putting layers in. It's slowly getting shorter and shorter. I can hear her now. She doesn't speak so softly. Now the volume of her voice is a little bit higher. So through all of this transitioning, she confides in me. She's having marital issues, and she thinks she wants to leave her husband because he's much older and they don't see eye to eye on a lot of different things. And she's really starting to just discover her voice, and she's changing everything about herself. She just seems much more confident. Her style of dress is changing. She's got ideas and opinions and all kinds of stuff that, like I said, she really didn't speak in the beginning. So throughout this change, she becomes much more vocal. So she tells me at one point, I think I want bangs. And I said, no, you have a short forehead and you have very wavy, thick hair. Bangs aren't going to sit right on you. They're going to sprout out unless you flat iron them every day or blow them out every day. And she said, I really want them. So, okay, I went ahead and we cut bangs. So the next appointment, she's upset with me because I gave her bangs. And it's like, well, you wanted this and we consulted on it. And I advised you not to get it because of your hair texture. It wouldn't work. She wanted it anyway. We did it anyway. So she's upset with me. because of the bangs. So this is the start of our new relationship, client relationship. It's something I advise her not to get for her hair texture, because it's not going to sit right, because her hair texture is not like the picture she brought me. And she insists that I do this. And against my better judgment, I do it. She calls me up crying, or the next appointment, she'll torture me by telling me I just shouldn't have did it. And it's like, so at this point, our relationship is not going as well. She's constantly mad, constantly crying, and she's very loud at this point. So this young lady that I first started off with that didn't even really speak is now yelling at me. So I'm to the point where I'm ready to just get rid of this client altogether. She is at the point where she's getting ready to get rid of her husband, but he doesn't know it. So she brings in a picture of Halle Berry with that beautiful pixie cut, and tells me I want this cut. And I tell her, well, your hair is very thick and it's very wavy. You got really, really big curls. It's not going to lay like this. You're going to have to do some work to it. And I don't even know at that, you're not going to be able to get it to look like this picture. She insisted. I said, well, we won't take it as short as that, but I'll take it shorter. So I took it to a shorter length, not the pixie cut, but just shorter. She calls me up. She's upset, very mad at me that I didn't go short the way she insisted. At this point, I'm just fed up. I said, okay, come on in. I'll cut it short. So I cut it short, give her the Halle Berry pixie cut. And like I said, not going to lay down unless you get a really tiny flat iron and spend an hour painstakingly trying to flat iron those short pieces of hair that I just cut. She's upset. She's crying, hates it. Blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, at this point, we're just going to let it grow out. So she continues to come in. We're coloring the hair. She's got that gray coming in. It's really coming in. Now she's going through a divorce with her husband. She comes in and she's either crying or she's yelling. So at this point, I'm ready to fire her. I tell her, this relationship's not working out. I'm going to refer you to another stylist that would help you with whatever your vision is, because you and I are not connecting. And that made her cry. That set her off. She started yelling at me. She sees that the owner of the shop is there. She grabs him and she's yelling, and it's just very loud. And she's telling him how I refuse to do her hair. And he said, well, that's her option. And she said, well, you need to tell her she needs to do my hair. And he goes, I don't need to tell her anything. She runs her station. This is her business, and she can handle her business the way she sees fit. If she doesn't want to do your hair anymore, and she's let you know that this is no longer going to be happening, then you need to, be respectful and leave the shop. So that didn't happen. So I didn't see her for a little while, and then she calls me up and she's crying. She got a terrible haircut and she wants me to fix it. I'm like, nope, not going to happen. She's like, I'm so sorry for whatever I did. I apologize. No one can do my hair but you. I love the way you do my hair. No, I'm not going to do it. Oh, please, Syndie, please. I have an important event coming up and my hair needs to look good. And you're the only one that can make it look good. I'm a sucker. So I say yes. She comes back. I start doing her hair again. So here we go. We're doing it again. So it's always something with her. It's always something like she wants to make it darker, and I make it darker, and it's like it's too dark. So the next time she wants it a little bit lighter, so I make it a little bit lighter, and it's either too light, it's too dark, it's too short, it's not short enough. It's always something with her, but yet she won't go to anyone else. So I had cut her hair, and she calls me up at the shop, and she's crying. Again, at this point, the receptionist knows. She goes, oh my God, it's her again. So she's crying because she said I made her hair look like carpet. I gave her the same haircut that I had been giving her at that point for about a year now. And I didn't change anything. It was exactly the same cut it had always been. So she comes in, I look at her hair. I'm like, this is what it always looks like after I cut it. You know, we just got to take the little flat iron to it and smooth it out a little bit. This is what we do all the time. There's nothing different about today than what we've done in the past. So she's upset, she's crying, and she leaves. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't. I'm losing my mind. She's high, she's low, she's happy, she's sad, she's crying, she's delirious. She's bipolar. At this point, she's divorced from her husband. So if she's not crying about her husband, she's crying about something else, or she's yelling about something else. She's manic now, just manic. And so then I get a phone call, and it's from a lawyer. She contacted this lawyer because she wants to sue me for the last haircut. So I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, you know, the difference between a bad haircut and a good haircut is time anyway. But like I said, this is the same haircut we had been giving her at that point for probably about a year now. And she knew how to style her hair. She knew how to take care of it. She was just, once again, being manic. So I get this phone call from the lawyer, and the lawyer also contacted the owner of the shop. That has nothing to do with me because I am an independent. I am just renting my station from the owner. So fast forward, nothing ever became of it. There was no case ever filed. But she calls me back a month later, and she's crying. And she loves me, and she misses me, and no one can do her hair the way I do her hair. And we're like, please, 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 please let her come back so that way I can do her hair, because nobody does her hair as beautifully as I do. And it's like, she's so negative, never ever pays me a compliment unless I don't do her hair anymore and she has to go to someone else. And then all of a sudden I'm like, great. It's like there is a gazillion hairstylists in the world. If it is not working between you and I let her know in the beginning, please go. So the torture, like I said, that torture went on. I probably did her hair for about 2 years. In the meantime, she did get that divorce. She would do things like erratically, like she wanted to get a tattoo, and she was telling me, I want to get this little tattoo. She comes in, she had a whole back piece, and it was just the most horrendous thing I had ever seen, but she got a great deal on it. I don't think she could actually see what the detail was on that back piece because it was horrible, but she was very manic and very impulsive and freaking crazy. And even telling the story gives me a little bit of anxiety because she just ran me through the ringer, and I took her back every single time. I took her back and took her back and took her back. And yeah, but that's my nightmare story, guys. And I mean, it went on and on and on. I mean, there were so many instances of stuff. I mean, one time she wouldn't let go of me. She was holding on to me and crying. And I was like, okay, you got to go now. You got to go now. I have to go. My next client is here. You've got to go now. And she's crying and holding on to me. Please, please, please tell me you'll continue to do my hair. Please tell me you'll continue to do my hair. No, I can't do this anymore. So I broke up with her numerous times. It's just crazy. Oh my gosh, can't even. It's even thinking about it is just crazy. Okay, guys, that's my story. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and also I want to thank all my subscribers. You guys are amazing. You're over, I think, 6,000 subscribers at this point. I appreciate you guys so much. I heart you guys. You guys are amazing. And also, I want to add that at this point, I would love to have a guest co-host that we could possibly do a Zoom interview with. If any of you stylists are out there and you don't live in Southern California and you would like to be on my channel with me telling stories from behind your chair, I would love to have you. I'd love it. So guys, that's it for today. Like and subscribe. See y'all next week. Bye-bye.